Hello everyone. I'm going to be talking today about the recent weird behavior of Senator Ted Cruz, which upon my research seems to be kind of normal for him. Check out these video clips and I'll be back with my commentary. But first, don't forget to like this video and subscribe to my channel. Enjoy.
Problem of why people are fleeing, particularly to our southern border from Guatemala, Honduras, and El Salvador. The violence, the corruption, the gangs, the political instability, hunger, hurricane.
You know the nice thing? You don't need a punchline. I promise you it works. The next party you're at, just walk up to someone, say Vice President Joe Biden, and just close your mouth. They will crack up laughing. But Biden said, if anyone attacks your house, just go outside with a double-barreled shotgun and fire both barrels in the air. Now that is very, very good advice. If it so happens you're being attacked by a flock of geese.
Heartbreaking and tragic. Our prayers are very much with Vice President Biden, with Jill. It's a tragedy no one should have to endure.
What did you tell a joke about Vice President?
Senator, a man with conviction.
And I love this story, and so I'm going to read it to you. Sam I am. That Sam I am, that Sam I am. I do not like that Sam I am. Do you like green eggs and ham? I do not like them, Sam I am. I do not like green eggs and ham. Would you like them here or there? I would not like them here or there. I would not like them anywhere. I do not like green eggs and ham. I do not like them, Sam I am. Would you like them in a house? Would you like them with a mouse? I do not like them in a house. I do not like them with a mouse. I do not like them here or there. I do not like them anywhere. I do not like green eggs and ham. I do not like them, Sam I am. Would you eat them in a box? Would you eat them with a fox? Not in a box, not with a fox. Not in a house, not with a mouse. I would not eat them here or there. I would not eat them anywhere. I would not eat green eggs and ham. I do not like them, Sam I am.
With his home state dealing with a winter weather crisis, this morning Senator Ted Cruz is back in Texas, admitting his whirlwind trip to Cancun was a mistake.
I'd initially planned to stay through the weekend and to work remotely there, but as I was heading down there, I started to have second thoughts almost immediately because the crisis here in Texas.
Before leaving Mexico Thursday, Cruz said his young daughters prompted the trip, but initially did not acknowledge he'd planned a longer stay.
We had no heat and no power, and yesterday my daughters asked if they could take a trip with some friends, and Heidi and I agreed, so I flew down with them last night, dropped them off here, and now I'm headed back to Texas.
After photos of the senator at the airport and on the plane Wednesday went viral, a source with knowledge of Cruz's travel arrangements told NBC News the senator booked it, but was originally scheduled to return to Texas on Saturday. Also this morning, the New York Times reporting on a series of text messages from Heidi Cruz to friends and neighbors that the trip was hastily planned. Mrs. Cruz telling friends her house was freezing, proposing a vacation until Sunday, and inviting others to join the Cruzes at the Ritz-Carlton in Cancun, where they'd stayed before. Anyone can or want to leave for the week, Mrs. Cruz wrote, according to the Times. We may go to Cancun. She floated a direct flight and hotels with capacity. Seriously. The Times says the texts were confirmed by a second person on the thread who declined to be identified because of the message's private nature. Cruz's office did not respond to requests for comment. Texas Democrats are now calling on him to resign.
As leaders, we stay on the ship. We don't leave the ship when the ship is in trouble.
Many Texans, still without water, are furious.
What would you tell Senator Cruz if you could?
To get his butt back over here.
and help us out, help these people out.
And there's another question swirling around, Gabe, on whether or not Senator Cruz is quarantining because he did just travel internationally. So what do you know about that?
Yeah, Hoda, Cruz's office hasn't said whether he'd self-quarantine. The CDC recommends it, but there are no requirements. A source close to Cruz does say that he took a COVID test while in Mexico and that it came back negative.
Overstaying visas, pass it. We can actually, if you actually want to solve a problem, I've sent a bill to take a close look at it. We also have to get at the root problem of why people are fleeing, particularly to our southern border from Guatemala, Honduras, and El Salvador. Overstaying visas, pass it. We can actually, if you actually want to solve a problem, I've sent a bill to take a close look at it. We also have to get at the root problem of why people are fleeing, particularly to our southern border from Guatemala, Honduras, and El Salvador.
Now that was interesting to look at, wasn't it? Ted Cruz is a character, to say the least. But I found some more interesting information when I did a Google search in researching this video. In the Dallas Observer, you go to DallasObserver.com. There's an interesting article titled "The 10 Ted Cruziest things Senator Ted Cruz has ever done," and it goes on to list 10 different things that are really outlandish. I'm going to read a few of them to you. Number 1, Ted Cruz blocks a Senate resolution honoring Ruth Bader Ginsburg. And it goes on to say, one of the unspoken rules of American politics is that you don't have to agree with the opposing leaders' politics to honor their memory after they have died. Since no one in Congress wants to speak with Cruz, he's more likely to break the rules because no one told him about it. Then again, if someone did, they probably wouldn't stop him. Last year, Cruz blocked a bipartisan ceremonial resolution to honor the late Supreme Court Justice because he objected to partisan language, relaying the justice's final wishes to delay filling her seat until after the presidential election. You know, the very thing that Cruz and his party did for a year when Justice Antonin Scalia died in the final year of President Barack Obama's term. The resolution's words didn't provide any legal recourse to block ex-President Donald Trump's ability to choose her replacement. Cruz just objected to Ginsburg's dying wishes being mentioned because he didn't like her choice of last words. Cruz would edit someone's dying words with the red pen if he could. Isn't that interesting? Also, the article also goes on to say that Cruz brags about a painting of himself while arguing before the Supreme Court. It says Cruz is the master of self-worship. He seems like someone who has one of those Time Magazine Man of the Year framed mirrors. There's something even more Ted Cruz-ish on his office wall. During an interview with the ABC's Jonathan Karl, Cruz brought up a hand-drawn portrait hanging in his congressional office. The portrait shows Cruz arguing a case that he unanimously lost before the Supreme Court before his time as Texas Solicitor General. Cruz says the portrait humbles him and reminds him of the inevitability of losing and failure. The part Cruz leaves out is about the case he argued in 2003 in which he defended Texas's decision to renege on a legal settlement to provide funding for adequate health care for poor children. The Supreme Court unanimously voted against Cruz's side, citing the precedent of, come on, it's Ted Cruz. That's really interesting. And one final thing, y'all. This article goes on to say that Ted Cruz tried to legally defend a 16-year sentence for someone who stole a calculator. One calculator. In a Texas court in 1997, Michael Wayne Haley received a 16-year prison sentence on a minor shoplifting charge, thanks to a clerical error committed by the judge and both legal teams overseeing the case. The maximum sentence is 2 years. Cruz defended the heavy-handed sentence as Texas Solicitor General because a calculator was involved, and it would become one of the many times that Cruz would prefer that people didn't try to do math, i.e. 2020 election and its subsequent Cruz-topian events. Ted Cruz, what a piece of work. But hey, what can you say? He is who he is. Thank you guys. This is my very first blog, and I hope that you would like and subscribe and leave your comments down at the bottom. Thank you guys. Have a good day. Bye-bye.